How are we, lads? Oh, yeah, here we go. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to round 23 of the Telstra Premiership. Boy, oh boy, we got some great games this weekend, especially Friday night football. A blockbuster, mouth-watering game. The Penrith Panthers versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. There are a lot of great games this weekend, a lot of important games. You know, you've got Tigers and Sharks. The loser of that game is probably done for the season. Two desperate teams in the Eels and the Cowboys. Eels have fallen off a cliff. Cowboys have lost 9 in a row. Broncos have an opportunity to finish off the Warriors season as well on Sunday. There are some really big games this weekend, but as always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys comment your tips for round 23 in the comment section below. And most importantly, hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bells on. You won't be disappointed. Let me just, excuse me, that Coca-Cola just destroyed me. Skull on that. But anyway, great round of footy. Looking forward to it. Some great games this weekend. I cannot wait for Friday night. Panthers versus Rabbitohs. The winner of that game more than likely will finish second on the ladder. So a very important game there. But without further ado, let's get into the round 23 tips. And it all kicks off on Thursday night, kicking off at 7:50 p.m. up there at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. It is the Gold Coast Titans up against the Melbourne Storm. The Storm are favourites here at $1.10. The Gold Coast at $7. Obviously, last Thursday night, the Storm got over the Canberra Raiders in what was a very tough and physical game of rugby league. As for the Gold Coast, well, they got absolutely pumped by the Bunnies up there at Seabus Super Stadium. This game is on Thursday night, 7:50 kickoff. The Gold Coast have to win this game. They are currently in 8th spot on the ladder. If they win this game, I believe they play finals football. If they lose it, well then you've got the other teams like the Raiders, the Warriors, the Sharks, the Tigers, all fighting for that 8. The Knights as well, I should mention. But very important game for the Gold Coast. Melbourne, they are resting a few players here, but their team is just got so much quality still. So Thursday night, I believe the Storm win, and I believe the Storm win this game really well. So I'm going to go the Melbourne Storm on Thursday night to beat the Gold Coast here. 42 points to 6. I reckon Harry Grant will score 2 tries on Thursday night, and I reckon he'll be man of the match as well. So Storm to win, 42 points to 6. Harry Grant to score a double on Thursday night footy. Let's move on to Friday night football. I believe it's a double header at Suncorp Stadium, and yes, it is. The first game on Friday night, kicking off at 6 p.m. It is the Canberra Raiders up against the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Manly are $1.20 favourites. The Raiders at $4.25. There was a bit of doubt on Tom Trbojevic, but he's all good. You can't hurt Turbo at the moment. He is the best player in the game. Look, I thought Canberra last week, they were very, very brave and very gutsy against the Melbourne Storm. As for the Seagulls, well, they absolutely destroyed Parramatta into a hole that they could not survive. Look, the Raiders, they welcome back Chance Nickel-Clockstar to the bench, which is a massive inclusion. Manly are pretty much the same as last week. I think this game will be tighter than what everyone thinks. Everyone's going to go Manly by 20, Manly by 30. But the Raiders last week against the Melbourne Storm, they showed me that they can compete with these top sides when they get it right. But the real question is for the Raiders, how much did last week take out of them against the Melbourne Storm? How much did that take out of them? I reckon it took a bit out of them. But look, the Raiders will be competitive here. But I think the Manly Seagulls will be a little bit too good. But it won't be a blowout. Trust me, it will be a tight game. I'm going to go the Seagulls here by 12, 26 points to 14. I reckon Jake Trbojevic will be an anytime try scorer. I think he's due for a try. And I reckon Josh Schuster will be man of the match. So Manly to win by 12 here, 26 points to 14. And Jake Trbojevic to score a try at any stage of the game. Let's move on to the other game on Friday night. Kicking off at 8:05 p.m. It is the game of the round. could potentially be the game of the year as well. Friday night, 8 o'clock. It's the Penrith Panthers up against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. The Panthers are $1.70. The Rabbitohs at $2.15. I cannot wait for this game on Friday night. The Panthers welcome back Api Kotesau and Kurt Capewell. Pangai Jr. is on the reserves with James Fisher-Harris. As for the Bunnies, Alex Johnson, Campbell Graham, Dane Gagai all return for the Bunnies. Halme Sele also returns to the bench. This is going to be a blockbuster of a game. Plenty of quality about this matchup. Penrith versus Souths. Now, with the way the ladder's going at the moment, these two sides will most likely meet in week 1 of the finals in a 2 versus 3 battle. So, with the whole virus situation and everyone stuck in Queensland, it doesn't really matter who finishes second at the moment because it's going to be in Queensland regardless. So I don't think it really matters where the game's at for finals. But you would think both sides, you would think both these sides would like to finish second on the ladder. It's a big game. Now, I've got a bit of a theory on this. If it's wet weather conditions on Friday night, I think Penrith win. If it's a dry pitch at night time, I think Souths win. I had a look at the weather this afternoon, and it's expected to be a overcast sort of day, but dry conditions, no rain involved here. So I think Souths win this game in a real nail biter. I reckon it could be something like 22 points to 18 in favour of the Rabbitohs. It's going to be a great game of footy, nonetheless. Could be the game of the year. So many great matchups as well. Nathan Cleary versus Adam Reynolds. Jerome Luai versus Cody Walker. Isaiah Yeo versus Cameron Murray. Damien Cook versus Api Kotesau. And it goes on and on and on. But hard game to pick. I think it'll be a dry pitch on Friday night. I'm going to go the Rabbitohs here. 22 points to 18. I reckon Alex Johnson will score a try in his return. And I reckon Cody Walker will be man of the match. He's the best 5'8" in the game at the moment. I think he'll be best on ground. Bunnies to win 22-18 on Friday night. Cannot wait for this game. Let's move on to Super Saturday. The first game kicking off at 3 p.m. It is the West Tigers up against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. The Sharks are $1.55 favourites here. The Tigers at $2.50. The loser of this game is done for the year. It's simple as that. The loser is gone. The Tigers last week, they got over the Cowboys 24-16, and the Sharks fell short in a tight one against the Newcastle Knights. Now, this game is being played at Rockhampton as well, so it's going to be good to see the game being played in the regional part of Queensland up there at Rockhampton. Now, the Tigers have been okay the last couple of weeks, but can you trust them enough to beat the Sharks? The Sharks have been off the last couple of weeks, especially their attack, but I expect their attack to be a lot better in this one. Look, I see this game being very high scoring, and I think the Sharks will win. I trust the Sharks more than the Tigers. It should be a really high scoring game though. I'm going to go with the Sharks here. 34 points to 26. Expect a good game here. But, the Tigers will be competitive, but I think the Sharks win in a real high scoring game. So I'm going to go to the Sharks here. 34 points to 26. I reckon Will Kennedy will get a hat-trick on Saturday afternoon, and I reckon he'll also be man of the match. Sharks to win, 34 points to 26. Let's move on to the other game on Saturday night. This game is being played at Sepa Super Stadium, kicking off at 5:30 p.m. It is the Wooden Spooners, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, up against the Newcastle Knights. The Knights are $1.20 here. The Dogs at $5. The Dogs are absolutely shot to bits. The Knights are in the top 8, trying to secure a finals position. And look, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Newcastle win, and Newcastle win the game really, really well here. I'm going to go Newcastle here. 36 points to 10. I reckon Bradman Best will collect 2 tries on Saturday night, and I reckon Kalen Ponga will be the man of the match. Nice to win easily. 36 points to 10. The Dogs, they don't stand a chance. Let's move on to the other game on Saturday night, the doubleheader up at Sepa Super Stadium. Saturday night, 7:35 p.m. It is the Parramatta Eels up against the North Queensland Cowboys. Parramatta are $1.30 favourites here. The Cowboys at $3.50. I want to give a mention to Rugby League history, Entertain House, and the King, Luther King. I'm good mates with all 3 of these blokes, and they're all Parramatta fans, so Good luck on Saturday night, fellas. May the best team win. Eels and Cowboys cannot wait for this game. Saturday night. Look, Parramatta got a few out, obviously. Madison suspended. Opacek's been dropped. The Cowboys welcome back Tamalolo and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow in the reserves. So we'll see if they play. Ruben Cotter's back as well for the Cowboys, which is a big inclusion because his ball playing ability around the ruck is very, very important. I can't wait for this. And the Cowboys have lost 9 in a row. The Eels have lost heaps of games lately. They haven't been playing well. Parramatta haven't won a game since round 18. Since then, they've lost 1, 2, 3. They lost 4 straight since that. This is such a big game for the Eels, and the Cowboys are trying to avoid 10 straight losses. But for this game, I'm going to back the Cowboys only because I'm up against Entertain House, Rugby League History, and Luther King as well. So, it's a bit of a, a friendly, friends rivalry sort of thing. But going to be a good game of footy. Hopefully it's entertaining nonetheless. But I'm going to go the Cowboys. I'm going to go the Cowboys 20 points to 18. So Cowboys by 2. Kyle Felt to be an anytime try scorer. And I reckon Scott Drinkwater's due for a big game. Drinkwater for man of the match. Cowboys to beat the Eels on Saturday night. 20 points to 18. Let's move on to Sunday football. The first game kicking off at 2 p.m. This game is being played at Toowoomba as well. It is the Dragons up against the Roosters. The Roosters, they are $1.25 favourites here. The Dragons at $4. Now, ever since the Paul Vaughan party barbecue thing, the Dragons have fallen off a cliff, as we know. The Roosters seem to be getting injury after injury. The Dragons have named a good side this week. Duffy at fullback, which is good to see. Birds in the centres with Lomax. Amones in the halves, which is good to see. Maguire at hooker, which probably won't happen, but I think it's a tactic thing from Anthony Griffin. The Roosters keep getting injuries. Radley's out. It's a huge loss. Gee, this is going to be a tighter game than what everyone thinks. But you know what? I'm going to go for an upset. The Dragons are my specials of the round. They are paying $4 at the moment, the Dragons. $4 on the dot. The Chooks are $1.25. I reckon the Dragons are absolute specials this weekend. I reckon they'll beat the Roosters. It's going to be a really good game of footy. It's a rivalry game. These two sides don't like each other. It goes back a long time, these two old rivals, the Anzac Clash, and back in the day as well when they used to play, Eastern St. George. This is going to be a really good game of footy, but I'm going to go the Dragons. They are my specials of the round. I'm going to go the Dragons here, 22 points to 20. I'm going to go Zach Lomax for an anytime try scorer, and I reckon Jack Bird, he'll be man of the match on Sunday afternoon. Dragons to win. They are my specials of the round. The final game of the round, Sunday afternoon, kicking off at 4:05 p.m. Suncorp Stadium. The Brisbane Broncos up against the New Zealand Warriors. The Warriors are $1.85. The Broncos are $1.95. Now, as we know, the Broncos last weekend against the Roosters, they were robbed. The Warriors, they weren't convincing against the Bulldogs, but they did what they had to do to get the job done there. Look, this is going to be interesting. If the Broncos win this game, the Warriors cannot make the final. So you would think the Broncos would be up for it to try and ruin the Warriors' season. The Warriors, they're a bit like the Tigers. Can you trust them enough to win these games against sides that have got nothing to play for? That's the real thing. But look, I think the Broncos will be competitive early on, but I think the Warriors win, and I think they win well. I think the Warriors will be too good for the Broncos on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go the Warriors here, 30 points to 14. I reckon Reece Walsh will score a double against the Broncos, and I reckon Reece Walsh will be man of the match as well. And I was reading before, and a very interesting stat. The Broncos and the Warriors have played 39 times. They have both won 19 games each against each other and 1 draw. So, very, very interesting stat there. In the last 3 times they played against each other, the game's been decided by 10 points or more, or 10 points or less. So, look, the Warriors for mine, I think they'll be too good for the Broncos on Sunday afternoon. Warriors to win, 30 points to 14. But guys, that's it for my round 23 tips of the NRL. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video. Comment your tips in the comment section below. But guys, anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. And go the Cowboys this weekend.